Welcome, and ladies and gentlemen, to the brand new edition of Slamdown. Now, a lot of you may have noticed we are still on Mixer, and we're also streaming live on YouTube as well. It's a brand new setup I've been working on all day, and also after the live stream on YouTube, it will also. I think it's probably about 10 minutes after we've gone off. It will also go into our videos. So it's a new setup we've got. So, on this edition of Slamdown, we're going to be talking about everything TNA. Tomorrow, we'll be doing the Raw review. And then on Wednesday, we'll be doing the SmackDown review. The reason I've gone for those dates is because I do live in the UK and I can't watch it live like at 1 a.m. at night. So I normally watch Raw the next day, watch it, and then I write a few notes up, and then later on in the evening I'll come up and do this live stream. So, first thing I want to sort of start covering, I'm going to review the show, and then I'll get on to news and ongoings with TNA. We saw the debut of the Grand Title. Now, they've seemed to have retired the King of the Mountain Championship, which I'm extremely happy with, because to me, I still can't understand to this day why they come up with the name of King of the Mountain, because the King of the Mountain is a match. If you're going to bring a title like that, it should be debuted and used in that match only. So I'm very happy they retired that and then start with this Grand Title. Now, I saw the debut of the matches of the Grand Championship of the tournament, where they're sort of doing very similar to boxing, where you have the 3 rounds, and each round is 3 minutes long, and you get judged on your attitude, aggression, and so on. And they have the 3 judges. I did find that quite interesting, but as a traditional wrestling fan, I was a bit unsure on it. I'm still not sure on it now, because I was watching Eli Drake versus Jesse Goddard, and Jesse Goddard had the first 2 rounds, and then the third round, Eli Drake got the pin, and so Eli Drake went through. So I'm guessing they were treating like the pin or a submission as a knock, like in boxing, where if you knock someone out. It was different. TNA has seemed to be doing very different things at the minute, different from traditional wrestling. So, like I said, I'm on the fence on it. I'm going to see what they're going to bring out next, where they're going to go from there for it. But I do like the look of the title. I think the title looks absolutely stunning. It's been a lot better than a couple of the last designs of past titles, to be honest. So I'm looking forward to seeing where that goes. We are going to have the final match for the Grand Title at Bound for Glory. I sort of want to leave Decay and Delete till last. We saw the what they call it, the press release of EC3 and Bobby Lashley. It was quite interesting. They kept it at the start where both sides kept very professional, and then when they got face to face for taking the pictures, that's when it seemed to go south, and they started the assault where you saw go around the arena, the empty arena, attacking each other, leading to a backstage attack. I'd like the build up for this. I don't know if I'm too excited for the match, because I don't think Bobby Lashley's a right for TNA. The reason I say that, because he is very much reminds me of sort of a Brock Lesnar type, where he's big built, and the rest of the Raw star are not built like that. And to take Bobby Lashley down, you're really going to have to find someone's got to do it in the right way, because otherwise it's not going to be believable. You know, as a wrestling fan, you want it to be believable. You want to get engrossed into the match. But that's my opinion on that. You know, people who are watching on YouTube, me live streaming, you can comment in the chat. I'd love to hear any opinions, what you think. But yeah, that was quite a nice build to that for me. So, and also that match will be happening at Bound for Glory for the TNA World Heavyweight Championship. I'm going to talk about the women's in TNA, but I'm quite disappointed with the knockout division. I thought, especially with the way the WWE's Diva Revolution was going, I thought TNA might think, right, okay, we've got to bring some better talent in. I think TNA have got a good women's division, but they've got very... I'm not keen on Maria, to be honest. I'm not keen, because it reminds me of them trying to do what they did when Karen Jarrett was in charge of the women's knockouts. It's a very similar way they're doing it. It's not something we haven't seen before. Not too keen on it, to be honest, on that angle. And also, Ali is a good wrestler. You know, we know her as Cherry Bomb, and to be getting her to put that stupid voice on and everything else, I don't like that either, because TNA has always been about giving people originality, making people be themselves. Look at Drew Galloway and everything else. And then to bring Ali in and make her put a fake voice on and everything else, it reminds me of old WWE women's wrestling, and I'm not keen on it because as fans, we know she's a good athlete. We know she can perform. We've seen her on One Night Only. So I really hope she drops that voice and starts being the athlete we know she is. I'm still hoping they're going to bring some more women wrestlers in. I really think they need to work on that division a bit more with better athlete wrestlers. There's people out there. There's like Kaylee Ray, phenomenal athlete. She was there on British Boot Camp, and I thought she would be a fantastic addition to TNA. I was very annoyed that she wasn't picked up. You know, I thought she's got the ability, she's got the character locked down. For me, she's an all-rounder, and she would have fit in really well in the women's division. You know, you could have even used her and put her with the Hardys before this gimmick change. So I think she was brilliant, and TNA missed out on something there. But there is still time. They can sign her at a later date because she's not with NXT and she's not signed with anybody. She is doing a lot of... she is on the indie circuit. She's currently going to Japan as well at the minute. There is a lot of athletes that TNA can't seem to keep hold of. They let them slip under the radar. You know, there's a lot of guys that I've seen, like even on Explosion, I thought, brilliant, they're going to sign him. And then next thing I know, they got signed to New Japan. And I'm like, why? Why doesn't TNA sign these people? Why do they just... I can't work it out. I'm not going to moan too much because I don't know how their finances are, and I don't know the people working behind the scenes who do pick talent and, you know, sign the contracts. God, I forgot what matches that one. To me, I didn't think TNA was as good as it has been to me this week. So it's trying to remember all the matches, and because I did find it a bit of a bore fest this week. You know, like I said, I've covered the grand title, the EC3 Bobby Lashley, the Eli Drake match. God, this has really got me. I should have really noted down all the matches on the card. But normally I remember them. It's like Backlash. I know everything that's going on, that is going on with that, and how good that was. But TNA, like I said, it was a bit of a letdown for me. You know, I was expecting better. You know, I was sitting on the edge of my seat and I was thinking, oh, this, you know, the way it's lined up in the matches, and especially... I don't want to talk about Decay and Delete yet. I want to leave that to the end of the show because I'm a bit controversial on my opinion on that. But and then after that, I'll cover Bound for Glory because that's not long away. So I'll cover a couple of those matches and bits and bobs. Seems like TNA's website wants to be a bit slow on me at the minute to try and have a look at. It's another thing. TNA's always had a good website. You know, they've always had the full roster set up and everything else. Since they've moved and built a new website, I find it appalling. It's like, I want to know who's signed and who's not signed, and you can't even check that now. Uh, no, it wasn't Eli. No, that was it. It was Eli Drake versus Jesse Goddard. It was Brian Saxton versus Drew Galloway. And that was another match on the for the Grand Championship. Another one. It was a good matchup, but I can't get into the 3 rounds. It's just, I don't know. It's just, I don't know. I just can't seem to get into it. Right, let's cover this Decay, or, well, I've got to do it. I'm doing live stream on YouTube as well as doing Mixler, so I might as well just do it for people that's watching. So I'm about to cover Decay and delete. I can't do it how Matt does it, but hey. I found it a bit of disappointment, the way they've done it this time. When they first time round, you saw Jeff Hardy lose. I thought they were going to do this for the TNA Tag Team titles. I thought it was going to be very similar to the first one and last a lot longer. And I thought they were going to get the Hardys, get the victory over Decay, and become new Tag Team champions. But it seems like they made it more about that she was trying to kidnap Maxwell, or try and get Maxwell, which was the same as last week, but have these attacks on the grounds. But I will give it, there was a hilarious moment when we saw the change in Abyss. I thought that was brilliant. Where he comes out, have you seen my brother Abyss this high? I thought, brilliant. I thought that was really funny, but that's the only highlight for me. I found it very disappointing, and I know TNA are trying to do something different, but I felt it felt to me like it was half-assed. It was like they couldn't be bothered. That's what I got from it. That they couldn't be asked, and that's how it felt to me. It was very, very half-assed. And that's... But I think that's really about it. The tag women's match, it was alright. I don't like criticising TNA, because people who don't know, I've watched TNA from the start when it was first born, because over here we had, what was it, the Wrestling Channel, and we used to get TNA before it had a TV deal, like very early days of Asylum and stuff like this. So I've seen TNA from the start, and I've always loved TNA, so to see what it is now, it disappoints me, but that's TNA for you. I was going to cover something else. Yeah, right. So next week, matchups. Aaron Rex, formerly known as Sandown, will make his debut match for the Impact Grand Championship, which will be quite interesting. Quite interesting to see his wrestling style, because with the WWE, I don't know if he was told that he has to do certain moves or if he was limited. So it'd be very good to see what he's going to perform like in the ring. So I am looking forward to that. And we're going to have Eddie Edwards versus Shera. See, Shera's a one. They've just, to me, they've let him fade away in the background. There's so much more they could do with him, but they've just let him fade away. I know we've got one night only if you're in America. It's premiering September the 16th. I do not know the UK dates that one night only is on. But I thought I was going to be able to cover up to an hour, but it looks like not. I'm really quite disappointed with this. But I have got... I am doing Backlash a little bit later, covering Backlash. I'm just going to talk a little bit about Bound for Glory, because we've got a couple of new matches, but I'm just putting in, because I don't want to say matches and get it wrong. I always like to have, got my information in the background, just, double check everything. But like I said, with the another thing this has just popped into my head now I said that. Another thing that I've noticed, we haven't seen Bram since he was kidnapped by Decay, and then suddenly they're going in against the Broken Hardys. So there is a bit of inconsistency with TNA. But the Bound for Glory card so far is going to be no holds bar match for the TNA World Championship with Lashley versus Ethan Carter. It is going to be for the tag team titles, DK with Rosemary versus the Broken Hardys with Rebecca Hardy. So they've changed their name now, because it was Remy, so they've gone back to Rebecca. Singles match will be Drew Galloway versus Aaron Rex. And another one will be Moose versus Mike Bennett. So that's Bound for Glory at the moment. There might be more matches. There will be more matches added to the card, but as as episodes go on, we'll find out more information. But that's everything I've covered on that. The next thing I want to sort of go over will be the news on TNA. Now, the source it's come from, David Martives, I don't really trust. I'm a bit very wary of him. It's, for people that don't know, it's about Cody Rhodes and his wife joining. I don't know if she's wife or girlfriend, but anyway, joining TNA. But from what they were saying, it looks like it's going to be a special deal where he can be on TNA but also be on Ring of Honor. Now, I could believe that because we've seen Mandrews be on Ring of Honor and also be on TNA, so that's a very possibility. I do think Cody Rhodes is a phenomenal athlete, and I know there's people out there that will probably say, "Oh, WWE wannabe, we're signing ex-WWE talent." To be honest, TNA have signed ex-WWE talent in the last year or so and done them better. Drew Galloway, prime example. Look at how good he is now. The WWE made him into a joke. TNA made him in and showed the proper athlete. And they're going to do the same with Aaron Rex, and they'll do the same with Cody Rhodes. And you've got to remember, the Rhodes have a history with TNA. Dustin, rest in peace, was involved with TNA when they were in NWA. Goldust was also part of TNA. I can't remember the name of the character. So for Cody to come into TNA, we would have had the whole Rhodes family. But I do believe it. I can see him feuding with Mike Bennett. There's a few others I could see him feud with and work well with. So for me, that's a very high possibility. And to be honest, it'll probably do TNA a bit of good. But I think I've covered everything, really, to be honest. The only thing that disappointed me, like I said, was the Decay match. Decay and Delete. Where it was built so hype. And also, like the first one, it brought 1 million viewers. So I don't know if this is going to have a good effect or a negative effect with how bad it was. But we'll have to wait and see the transition of where they move to next, what they're going to do next, how they're going to build up the next one. So we'll just wait and see with TNA. Also, after the live stream, you can also comment on this video, give us your opinions. But this is going to be it for the Impact Wrestling Review on Slamdown Podcast. You can contact us at On Twitter, it's at SlamdownPC. Also, you can go to slamdown.co.uk, and also there's a link on there for our Facebook page as well, because I don't know if I'm going to stick with doing YouTube live streams or if I'm going to do Facebook live streams. This is all new, so I am messing about with things, testing things, and see where it goes. But I want to say thank you to everybody that's watching. And I was going to say I am happy to see. No, I'll talk about that in Backlash. I'll talk about AJ Styles in the Backlash review that's coming on in about an hour's time. So, I forgot what I was going to say. Yeah, so this has been the Impact Wrestling review by Slamdown. We've got Backlash review that's going to be live on YouTube and Mixler in about an hour's time. So, thanks for everybody for watching.